What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the NEEEED Sports Podcast. Y'all already know what's going on today, man. It's NFL recap and pick'em. Another max bet hit. I hope y'all listened to my boy Kam. He came with the inside of the year. That's probably going to be our easiest cash of the year. Derrick Henry over 101.5 yards. Even had a half unit sprinkle on over 150 for plus 409 odds, I think. He finishes with, 218 or something like that?
Yeah, around that number, yeah.
4 games in a row now versus Houston, over 200 yards rushing. I mean, next time Tennessee plays Houston, hey, the bookies ain't going to put the over-under at 200. We going to hammer it again because I'm pretty sure he going to go for 5. That was a hell of a call by my boy Kam. Hope y'all followed, y'all cashed in, man. But let's get into this recap of Week 8 football. No, my Chiefs had a bye, so ain't much to talk about there. We do have some free agency moves we can discuss on this episode too, but Thursday night, man. I wish I would have bet it. Kam and Chris made me stay away from it, but I knew a short week. Ravens were going to handle business versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who still don't look right whatsoever. Fortunately, they also lost Shaq Barrett Thursday night, I believe, to a torn Achilles, so he's done for the year. There was a lot of clips on Twitter going around of Devin White just looking like he literally just taking plays off. So, hey, man, Tampa Bay moves to, 3-5 or 3-4 now?
3-4, I think.
They're 3-5. They're 3-5.
3-5. They're not even first place in the division.
They're now third place in the division. Somehow, some way, the Saints are still in play to win the NFC South, so maybe they can make a late season run and prove us right. But Atlanta's first place in the NFC South, man. So definitely not how anybody's seen it playing out. Tom Brady finalizes divorce. I mean, I know that's weighing heavy on him, but still, man, he doesn't look good football-wise either. I don't care what's going on outside. Like, I'm just talking strictly in between the lines on that field. He's missing a lot of throws. They don't have a run game whatsoever. He's still throwing the ball 40 times a game. Is it time to, are you still giving them a chance to get things right, or like is the season over for Tampa Bay? Because we're halfway through the season now, basically. We're going into week 9 of a 17-game season. Halfway point, 3-5. First time Brady has lost 3 games in a row in his whole career. What you think? So,
I'm ready for this guy, to be done, but it's like you can't ever count Tom Brady out. So I won't count him out until I actually see him not in the playoffs or him getting eliminated from the playoffs. So I won't ever count him out until that exactly happens. So other than that, man, I mean, like I've said it before, I said it a million times, the Bucs don't look good. They're not a good football team anymore. You could just tell Brady mind's not even into like playing. He missing throws like crazy. You got Mike Evans dropping passes. Chris Godwin not even really looking good. Like he coming back from that with a torn ACL. He not even looking even explosive, and that's supposed to be one of Brady's go-to guys like in the slot. So they just not looking good. Defense, I mean, it's still like it's okay, but it's not like how
nothing special how it was back in the day.
Yeah. So like I said, I can't count him out just yet until I actually see him out the playoffs or eliminated from the playoffs. So till then, yeah, man, this is where we at.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. It's hard to count him out. I want him to be out. I mean, now with even the divorce being finalized, he coming back next year anyway, so it don't matter. And it low key could be for a different team. Cause I think he could technically opt out of his contract after this year, and who knows, maybe I don't think you should at this point in his career, especially what you're seeing with him right now. But you already know he was in talks to be a part of Miami's ownership. That's what they say. But Stephen Ross, the owner of the Dolphins, was still suspended for the year. So if Tua don't win a Super Bowl this year, if they make a crazy ass trade like that where they trade for Tom to try to get a Super Bowl, that would be insane. I, I pray to God that does not happen. I do not want to see Tom Brady throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But yeah, man, it's crazy time in the NFL. A lot of the looking like a lot of the old head players finally looking old. Aaron Rodgers and Packers not looking good. They took another L this week. But the
let,
Ravens,
let me throw this out there. What about Tom Brady to the Raiders? Is that potential? Is that a little potential a swap, a trade?
I mean,
Derek
I
Carr gets a new start.
it could be a possibility, but I kid you not. I go on Raiders Twitter after every weekend just to see. They are still like we're gonna
There's
talk
no
about this
way.
game, but they are still 100% behind Derek Carr. They blame the loss this weekend on the offensive line. But like I said, we're gonna get to that game later because I got a lot to say about that one. But I would personally, yeah, I'd do it if I'm Las Vegas
Fact,
because
you mean
it's been 9 years now with Derek Carr, and their loss this week probably solidified they're not making the
no, they're
playoffs
not,
more than
bro.
likely. But let's talk about the Ravens real quick, man. This was a big win for them. They haven't been playing too well. They actually finished the game for the first time in a couple weeks, and they actually needed this win because their division opponent, Cincinnati, who most would say is the next best contender in that AFC North in comparison with the Browns and Steelers to winning it all besides the Ravens. They took another L on Monday night versus Cleveland. They're now 0-3 in the division. So even if they do end up with the even record of the Ravens, they're going to be in a hole off rip since they're 0-3 in the division. So it's definitely important for Baltimore to come out and get a win, especially not playing Thursday night, not knowing how the Cincinnati Cleveland game would pan out. So they get to 5-3. They're now in sole place of first place or sole possession of first place in the AFC North. And Lamar had another good game. Not really going to get talked about, and it seems he's only in the headlines now when they fall off. But he played well. Gus Edwards ran the ball pretty well for his 11 carries, 65 yards. He unfortunately did pull his hamstring at the end of the game. So I think he's out this week. I think J.K. Dobbins is still out. So now it's Kenyon Drake. I don't know what's going on with the Ravens and their training staff, but it's the second year in a row that the injury bug has kind of hit them a little bit hard. Not as bad as last year, but it's still definitely hitting them. And that running back room is taking more and more shots year after year. So you think Baltimore they're in great position to continue to hang on to that AFC North first place spot, or you still think Cincy can come back and take it?
I think it's the Ravens to lose at this point. Lamar's playing phenomenal again. He's back to normal. This past game, he ended that game very, very, very well. Um, Andrews went out, but he's dealing with like two injuries. Like he dealing with his shoulder and he's dealing with his ankle injury. But Isaiah Likely, man, it might sound crazy, but he's just as good, if not better. That boy, he a receiver playing
Mark
tight
Andrews
end.
went out with the shoulder injury too, didn't he? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
damn. So no, but yeah, Isaiah Light, we talked about him all preseason when he was
All
making
preseason.
headlines. He got a he got a lot of potential to be nice. Like,
Yeah.
man, if they can start running the dual tight end, he becomes like a real threat. Watch out.
Yes. Yeah,
Watch out.
that'd be nasty. Imagine him and Andrews just working, going crazy. But and then didn't they pick up somebody? Didn't they make a trade or something like just recently for the defense?
Yeah, they picked up Roquan Smith.
Roquan Swift, yeah. So
So the defense
defense,
was kind of the corners, the secondary's been playing well
yeah.
all season, but they were struggling to stop the run. And so Roquan Smith leading league leader in NFL tackles last year, I believe, That's a great pickup. Definitely can help shore up that middle, and maybe it might start looking like what you would think a Baltimore defense usually looks like for the past decade or two, as we've come to know them. But that's definitely a big free agent splash. A lot of team think I forgot the number, but it was the most free agent moves this past, what was it, Tuesday, when the deadline ended in NFL history. So a lot of teams making cap space or getting rid of players. Chicago, one of them. They now I think have like 100 million cap space for the upcoming year. They got Chase Claypool, but with that cap money, I want them to still go out and get another dog for my guy Justin Fields, because he's clearly looking better week in and week out, and he doesn't have much to work with. And hey, year two, going into year three, if they could just get maybe one or two more certified guys in that wide receiver room, watch out, man. I think Justin Fields probably makes a leap like what you see Jalen Hurts doing this year right now. See the pieces Philly went out and got him, and he's balling with them. So, and they really the same exact player when you think about it and watch their games.
They really
Same
are.
same build and everything. So definitely a lot of moves being made. Moving forward to the Sunday morning game. I think this was the last game in London, and the next overseas game will be in Germany. I believe, if not this upcoming weekend, next weekend with the Bucks. But Broncos Jaguars, man, it's crazy because I saw an image, and it was like I just read the caption at first. I didn't even look at the pictures, and it was like Jacksonville really traded their franchise QB for a guy who sucks. And then the two pictures are the stat lines of Trevor Lawrence so far in his career and Gardner Minshew. And Gardner Minshew is thrown for way more touchdowns, way less interceptions. I think he had like a 93 QB rating, and Lawrence had a 60 something. His record was better. And this is year two for Lawrence. And they've lost a lot of close games, but most of the time when they lose these close games, it's him that's making mistakes, that's losing the game. He's not improving. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, y'all. Look, Hawks just took the lead.
Damn.
4 minutes into the third. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Me and Chris got Hawks plus 2.5 tonight versus the Knicks. First bet back in a week and a half on the NBA. Needed. So it's on behind me the monitor. I just saw Trae Young hit a layup and they called timeout. But yeah, man, Trevor Lawrence, as Nick Wright calls him, the prince that was promised. He's not looking very promising at all. And they took him number 1 overall. So he's got to be the franchise guy. But oddly enough, out of all these quarterbacks that went in that, 2020 draft, Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, I know I'm missing somebody else, but Fields looks the best. And he's the Ohio State QB, the ones that can't play well in the NFL. But he's looking way better than Lawrence and Zach Wilson, and he's on a way worse team. And I'm mad because I started to give them props and take back my statements from the beginning of the season when I predicted the Jaguars will suck and they're not gonna be a contender. Then they started off it was like 2-1 or something, and now I think they've dropped the last 5 games and are 2-6 in the AFC South, where it was up for grabs at the beginning of the season, and they completely dropped the ball, man. Are you in? Are you out on Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk? I think he fooled us too. They paid him all that money. He ain't looked like a wide receiver 1 in weeks.
He's not, yeah.
They fooled us, man. They just out there running.
Yeah, that's right. Getting cardio in. Nah, but I'm still a little bit optimistic on Trevor. Just give him. I feel like just give him some time. They just traded for what's it called, Calvin Ridley. So next year I would like to see how that plays out. They traded away James Robinson. It was like a week ago. So now Travis Etienne taking over that backfield.
He looked good this weekend.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Travis Etienne been looking very, very good these past couple of weeks. I would like to see if Trevor doesn't really show anything next year in year 3, and they're building around him. They went to go get a number one receiver. Well, now they got quote unquote two number one receivers in Christian Kirk as they paid him all that money, and now Calvin Ridley. Um, if he doesn't get it going by year three, then okay, I'll start like asking questions. But now no one really expected the Jags to do big things this year. At least I didn't really expect them to do big things this year.
No, I didn't.
But when they came out 2-1, I was like, damn, maybe the Jags are for real. But like you said, they dropped the last five, so it's just I don't know. It's tough. I like to see him in year three. If he's gonna get it going in year three, like I said, then I'll start asking questions like, okay, like is he the future? Do you need to go another way or what? But I give him another year.
This man Trey Young just got poked in his eye.
Oh
He's on the
no.
ground.
Oh my god.
No way.
That's tough.
Julius Randle making a pass and on his follow through, right through his eye.
He
I
better
hope
not
that
be no Darius Garland.
Darius Garland, bro. Please, God.
He's still on the ground?
Yes, bro. Did the lights just go out in the state? No way. The Knicks done brought out their dancers while this man Trey Young is still on the court laying down. They just turned the lights off and put like spinning lights around the stadium. It was dark. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, man. But like you were saying, yeah, I wasn't too high on the Jags either. But some of the stuff, some of the mistakes you're seeing for Trevor Lawrence is the same mistakes you were seeing last year. You were hoping at least maybe not winning that many games. I wouldn't put that on, but I would have at least liked to see him be better than he's been so far this year. And losing to the Broncos, who've been historically bad this year, they only put up 21 points, and I think that's what, like, maybe the second or third time. That's the second time they've scored over 17 points this season. You didn't have to do that much. There are a lot of possessions left on the field. 2 interceptions, only 133 passing yards. That's unacceptable. Especially, you got your boy ETN, your former
Yeah.
college teammate. You got Christian Kirk, wide receiver one. Where is he at? Like, what's going on? Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl winning coach at the end of the day. So definitely want to see a little bit more out of Trevor Lawrence. Upset because I was rooting for him. I wanted, it would have been a perfect weekend to see them go down. And the Chargers, Chargers had a bye this week, so they weren't already playing. So and we didn't have a bye. Both AFC West opponents would have went down this weekend. Would have just put that much of a hold on first place for my Chiefs. But hey, that's neither here or there. The Broncos still don't scare me, especially if they're not going to score over 17 points. That's not going to cut it. But next up on the slate, Panthers Falcons, the battle for the NFC South.
That's a good ass game.
And I get the rule, man. I get the rule. You can't take off your helmet in the field of play. But technically speaking, DJ Moore was out on the field of play when he took his helmet off. He took 3 steps out the end zone and then took it off. But then I guess he came back. This man Trey Young headed to the locker room. Oh my God.
Oh wow.
You've got to be shitting me, bro. This could only happen when we bet.
Oh God, Brags.
Only when we bet. You got to be kidding me.
Like imagine he gets poking in the eye like the day you bet.
He was well on his way to 30. Hawks had come back. They were playing good. Man, I hope he's able to return, but some tell me he not. Something crazy. But yeah, man, Panthers Falcons, a shootout of a game. That Panthers kicker probably had death threats in his DMs all weekend. Panthers should have won the game. Even with the penalty, he still should have been able to hit the extra point, but he misses that. Okay. They get a chance. He gets an opportunity in overtime to win the game for I think 33 yards. He completely shanks that again. Then Atlanta drives back down the field. Marcus Mariota breaks off a nice run at the end, and Younghoe Koo steals the game. Is Atlanta now that they're first in the NFC South? Should they be taken serious? because you were saying, I know you were saying, it was last week or a couple weeks ago, you were saying, hey, it's time for them to put in Desmond Ritter, but
Yeah.
Marcus
But
Mariota's
Marcus,
winning
yeah,
games, so it's hard
he's.
to take him out if he's winning games.
I wouldn't necessarily say okay, he's winning games, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's him. I think it's the running game that's really got them going right now. That running game is like elite right now for some odd reason, and they get Cordell Patterson back, so that's either gonna even boost them up even more. And that defense is actually playing really good. They actually play really good at home. Like for some reason they a very good home team, but I don't know if you should take them serious yet. They might win this division, depending on what the Bucks do. If they show any life, but I don't think they. I don't
I
know.
mean,
We'll
I keep
see.
thinking, like we said, we can't count them out,
Can't
but
count them out.
they're literally showing no life
Yeah.
whatsoever week in, week out now. But I mean,
so
I just want to
serious
know
lose.
where was this energy for Cooper Rush? Because you just said they're not winning because of Marcus Mariota, but you was all in on QB1 Cooper Rush when Dallas was doing their thing. I just need some consistency. That's all I'm saying, man.
Nah, man. Cool Rush. He was making them passes when needed to, man.
Hey, Marcus Mariota doing the same thing, and he got lays. He still using them. I mean, he was a former Heisman winner at one point, best college football QB in 2014. But speaking of Cooper Rush, we're gonna talk about his team next, man. First bet to cash of the
Sure.
slate of games. Cowboys -9.5. I told y'all lock it in. It was literally the perfect script. Because what does Dak Prescott do? He plays extremely great versus terrible teams. Last week versus Detroit, I figured he would be a little rusty. They would look a little rough. But this week versus Chicago, especially with Chicago coming off that win at New England, riding that high, coming into Dallas with that defense, I knew the Cowboys would handle their business. They did 49-29. Actually, still impressed with Justin Fields in a loss to put up 29 points on that defense. He was dicing them up a little bit, and as good as Dallas's defense is, they got to figure something out to stop the run. They haven't been looking good stopping the run game. That could come back to bite them come playoff time. Um, and just looking ahead when they play the Packers, they should be able to shut down Aaron Rodgers just fine, but they can run the football. So Dallas definitely needs to shore some things up in the run defense. But nonetheless, supposed to handle business versus a terrible team. That's exactly what they did, man. And that now they moved back into second place in the NFC East because the Giants took an L. Fortunately, that's one of the best that lost for me. The week I bet on the Giants, they finally lose, but they've been winning all these games miraculously.
It's crazy.
But how you feel about the Cowboys, man? Or Tony Pollard, running back one?
Definitely, most definitely should be a. I don't know. I guess because they pay Zeke all that money, that's why they still want to give Zeke carries. But come on, it's now it's obvious after what he just did this past week. It's obvious Tony Pollard, he should be running back one. He looks so much better than Zeke. He's just way more explosive right now in both their careers. Tony Pollard is a problem, man. I tweeted that out. Tony TP he's a dog. He's a problem. But no, man. Like I was telling Chris, and I was telling my brother and my dad, this legit is the Cowboys' best chance to like make it to the Super Bowl, like legit, because the NFC is wide open. They can beat the Eagles with Dak. I mean, at this point, it's now or never. Like truly, that defense is good. Like you said though, they gotta tighten up on that run game. But other than that, I mean, the defense is good, the offense is solid. The offense literally scored in every quarter this week. So it's their time. I mean, other than that, like I know other past times, they were saying that, but like don't like
Yeah, no,
legit
I mean every year,
every year they say it,
but
but
this year it might really be it. Man,
uh,
man, if the Cowboys mess around and win a Super Bowl, I might have to get off Twitter for at least the next month
yeah,
or so.
for sure. I'm gonna have to mute the word Cowboys. I'm gonna have to mute the word Dak.
I'm mute every damn player on the team. Jerry Jones. everything. Mute Chris ass,
Yeah, you Chris.
mute Cam David, like
Man. Yeah,
everybody.
man.
But yeah, man, TP looked great. 14 carries, 131 yards, 3 tutties, man. But it's crazy. He did all that. And Jerry Jones, I don't know what Jerry Jones got against Dak and what puts Zeke over him in his personal opinion, because TP did all that and Jerry Jones still came out after the game and said, no, Zeke is still our running back one. He still blocks well. He still gets us tough yards. He's running back one.
That all
But
time.
Dak goes out with an injury. Cooper Rush game managed the Cowboys to a victory the next weekend. Immediately, Jerry Jones was like, yeah, we might have a QB controversy. The math is not mathing in Dallas. Hopefully, Jerry Jones don't talk his team out of, messing up this year, because they definitely have a team that can compete for a Super Bowl. But hey, man, we'll see. Time will tell. They get to go on their bye week riding high, come out next weekend. They have the Packers in Green Bay, and right now the line is at 3-point favorites. Honestly, I know Aaron Rodgers is they dad, they owner, quote unquote, but I might have to take Cowboys in 3. Green Bay don't look good whatsoever. But next up, Dolphins Lions, man. I mean, I don't know what I get it, but at the same time, what more can you say? Tua, the Dolphins have not lost when Tua has played the full game.
It's crazy.
And I would make the argument that they were well on their way to, they were going to beat Cincinnati had Tua not gotten injured with that second concussion. Tyreek Hill on pace for breaking the NFL wide receiver yards record, his best career year by far. Jalen Waddle on pace for 1,700 right beside him. They just got Bradley Chubb in a trade on the last free agency day. They literally turned the trade the 49ers gave them of 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance into Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and now Bradley Chubb. Those are some excellent moves. It's still up in the air because you got to see them perform in the playoffs. We don't know if they can do that for real yet, but hey, man, I wouldn't want to see them in the playoffs, especially that duo of Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. Only way I want to see them is if the game is going to be super cold and it's going to be a running football game, or it's going to be the weather going to play a factor because Tua's arm still isn't that strong to throw in some wind or something like that. But if they can mess around and somehow get a home playoff game or mess around and get first place in the AFC, look out, man. It might be sunny down there in Miami, and them boys might get to balling. And as of right now, if the NFL ended today, my Chiefs would get them because we would technically be the 3rd seed, and they're the 6th. So
that's scary.
We got them on the schedule next year, but we might mess around to see Tyreek in the playoffs, man. It seemed like it seemed like the script was just gonna go that way. I feel like even if it's not the first round, I feel like we'll still mess around and see them somehow, some way, man. But yeah, man, they're gonna have their schedule is fairly easy to continue throughout the year. They do have to, of course, travel to Buffalo. They got a tough game at San Francisco. But other than that, I mean, the Packers are on the schedule, but like I said, I'm not a believer in the Packers this year. They can very much win almost every game, I feel like, except maybe the Bills game to end the season out. So, and if they mess around and beat the Bills, they would have swept them. And depending on what the Bills do, they could, play their way into first place in the AFC if the dice roll the right way for them. So, are you is it time you think to give Tua his respect, or are you still like, I need to see some more? Because
I think it's time. I mean, they haven't lost a game since they haven't lost a game when he played a full game this year, bro. Like, that's crazy to think about. He's putting up numbers with both these receivers. This whole offense is looking dynamic. They just traded for Jeff Wilson, so guess he'll be they're I think they traded for Jeff Wilson. So yeah, he'll be their leading running back. But they need a run game going at like just just a little something like run game. They can hand the ball off to somebody. He'll get like a couple yards every now and then. You can't just rely on throwing the ball because, like you said, once playoffs come and you get the one of those weather games, you got to step up. Two might have to step up, and the run game had to step up. But no, I'm gonna keep betting. I'm gonna keep betting the Dolphins until I see them until I see them lose with Tua playing a full game. Like I said, man, like you said, Reek on pace for that record. So I know he probably got his eyes big. Want to break that one to
Oh yeah,
show
for sure.
everybody.
He aiming for that one, especially after the offseason he had, man.
Definitely. So I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, Hawks up 9 still. 2 minutes left in the third. No sight of Trae Young though. Man, it's probably out.
That's tough. That's honestly like that's.
Person just said, I just need 14 more points. Oh, he had 17. God.
Bro, like it's just like all you can do at that point is just laugh. That's all you gotta do is just laugh because it's like this man just got hurt on the day
The
y'all bet
weird,
him.
but in the goofiest way too. He literally
Yes,
just stepped up to play help defense, and Julius Randle just followed through on his pass, hit him in his eye. Oh, man. Then next up in the slate, the Vikings, who quietly but surely they keep racking up wins too. And they just also had a free agency splash. They picked up TJ Hawkinson.
crazy. I don't know what.
That's a interdivisional trade. I know TJ Hawkinson hasn't really been healthy throughout his Detroit tenure and he hasn't been playing like he should, but to trade him to your divisional opponent and that team who's already kind of loaded with some offensive weapons in JJ and Dalvin Cook, I guess they really all hate the Packers. They just want to solidify putting the Packers in the grave because I think that's what that move did. They already beat them once. I think with this move, it'll definitely improve their chances of beating them again and holding on to that NFC North first place spot. But now they're 6-1, and they beat the Cardinals, who continue to struggle. Man, this boy DeJounte Murray going crazy. I'm sorry,
Going
I told
crazy.
y'all I'm watching this game. They up 14 now. They went from down
Damn.
20 something in the first to up 14. Just plus 2.5. That's all we need for the bet. Really plus 3. We bought half a point. But hey man, gotta get back right on this NBA.
That look good.
But yeah, man. Kyler Murray, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. DeAndre Hopkins looks like DeAndre Hopkins again. That's the one, I guess, bright side. But I mean, do you think Cliff Kingsbury makes it to the end of the season? Because
If they don't, depend on these next 3 games, maybe he don't. But if they keep, staying around that close to 500 or above 500 range, then I can see him making it to the end. Cause I think they still have a shot to win the division, huh? Surprisingly,
yeah, they do. Because the NFC West looks god awful as well,
yeah.
and
Just
the
to see
Seahawks are in first place.
first place, yeah. Just the Seahawks. So I mean, I would think at some point the Seahawks got to stop. But I don't know. They keep winning, so
I would think that too, and they keep, like I said, this year is completely backward, and it's another one of your reasons why, like, if the Cowboys ever want to win a Super, like this year's the year, the NFC is so weak, like
so
across the board. It's literally just the Eagles that look like, I guess it's Vikings because they're 6-1, but can you
I
trust
can't.
Kirk Cousins in a primetime playoff game? Not really.
No, I'm not trusting, man.
And like you said, with Dak, definitely changes the matchup between them and Philly. I don't think Dak has lost to Jalen Hurts. Um,
No, he hasn't.
so yeah, definitely wide open. NFC West. The 49ers should run the table, I think, from now on. The Rams look awful. And of course, the 49ers have their number, so they've already swept them for the season. Another bet that cashed me -1.5. Low key could have made that a max bet. That there was never any doubt about that one in my head because, like I said, they all came from that Washington coaching tree: McVay, Shanahan, Matt LaFleur. But Sean McVay cannot beat Shanahan for the life of him, except last year. Luckily, they got him in the NFC Championship. And what it looks like now, the Rams sold for that championship, and now they are soulless. That's what they
Yeah.
look like. But yeah, I think reports came out today or two that said, which we kind of already knew, but basically Sean McVay was saying, the report saying that Sean McVay, the core of Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford, and Aaron Donald, if any of them retire or leave, he's retiring too.
That's kind of crazy though. It's like, damn, like, ain't you like 25, bro? Like, bro, young as hell.
He is, but I mean, hey, I'm not mad at it. I'm sure that job's stressful as hell. He don't get no time with his wife. Probably wants to raise a family, and I mean, he got the Super
And
Bowl.
wife, too.
He, yeah, and he in LA with hella bread. So I mean, his life is set.
Facts.
He
Yeah.
don't have to do anything else. But yeah, they're not looking good right now. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we do just go that route. Like, hey, we did what we need to do at the end of the day. We're not trying to be Tom Brady and go for 7. We just wanted one, and they
Yeah.
got that one. But next up, man, what did I tell you from the start of the season, man? Raiders Saints. And now I can get to it.
Get to it, man.
I see. So this weekend, y'all, if y'all didn't know, I'm a graduate of Prairie View A&M University, the illustrious PVMU, greatest HBCU in the land. It was our first homecoming since COVID. So 90,000 people all in Prairie View, Texas. If y'all don't know what that is, that's a small country town outside of Houston. If you blink, you'll miss it driving on 290. But 90,000 plus people on that campus, your phone connection is completely shot all weekend. You just turning up drunk, having fun. And that's exactly what your boy was doing. So I couldn't necessarily watch the games for real. But I was able to load the scores for periods of time. And I'm looking at the game like Saints up 7-0. Okay. Saints up 14-0. What is going on? Then when I finally checked back to see how the afternoon game switched out, 24-0. I'm like, oh, maybe somebody got injured. I got home later that night to watch the highlights. No. The Raiders just completely dropped the dud in the most Raider fashion possible. Derek Carr throws for 101 yards, I think. Devontae Adams, who I have on my fantasy team, completely sold me. Finished with 1 catch for 3 yards.
To be fair, he had the flu. It was a flu game.
Man,
To
I
be
ain't trying
fair.
to hear that. You better ball out like Mike.
Nah, facts though, facts.
That's all. I don't think he's ever had that stat line ever. And it's even worse because T. Higgins, when he caught that garbage time touchdown at the end of the Monday night game, I lost my fantasy game by 2 points.
That's tough. That's
Just
a hurt.
that's that extreme hurt. But I'm like, what's going on? So then I'm like, okay, let me go dive into some of the actual film because I'm seeing Raider fans. That line, Josh McDaniels can't call up plays. And I'm looking at the tape, and there's multiple plays where Derek Carr has 4+ seconds to throw the football. As an NFL quarterback, you already know that clock should be going off in your head like, I do not have time to keep holding on to this ball. But Derek Carr, while I'm not saying he's a terrible QB, he's not built for today's game. He's not mobile. He's a statue in the pocket, and his mobility a lot of times causes him to get sacked because he can't escape a defender 7 times out of 10, to be quite frank with you. And that's exactly what happened this weekend. Cam Jordan and boys was getting a hold of him at will. And to throw for 101 yards, and you got Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Matt Collins, Jones out the backfield, like, and put up a 24-0 dud, especially when you coming into the game 2-4. Every game from here on out, starting this weekend, was must win for them. Like, back against the wall if y'all want any opportunity to make the playoffs. That they're not out, but they're low key out of contention for the playoffs, mathematically speaking, because the Chargers are still there. Broncos have more wins than them, even though they beat the Broncos. And then my Chiefs sitting at 5-2 at the top of the division. I would think like it's time, like you said, some move, some way, just split. Derek Carr and the Raiders just need to split. It's clear that this relationship does not work. No matter how much people want to say Derek Carr is a good QB, yes, he probably is for another franchise. For the Raiders, though, this shit does not work. They've watched the same thing 9 years in a row, and they will still, with their whole chest out, say, "Oh, it's not Derek Carr's fault we're losing." Like, I get it's not all his fault, but at the same time, man, quarterbacks get all the credit when you win. They're gonna need to take a lot of that blame when you lose, and he's the one common denominator through all of this 9-year tenure he's had with the Raiders. They've changed coaching staff, they've changed players. He is the last one standing that's been through it all, and they still have not won anything. It's time to move on. Like, it's that simple. Because you're not about to fire Josh McDaniels, I don't think, after just hiring him this year. And I think he got a pretty decent contract. You just signed Devontae Adams. You're not going to let that go to a waste another year. Darren Waller's been banged up this year, which is killing us in fantasy.
Killing us, bro.
Josh Jacobs, my bad. I think I said Jones. Or Josh Jacobs is having a career year on a contract year. Now you're thinking like, dang, do we pay him? You got to get rid of Derek Carr, man. But these were your AFC West champs.
Never
Speak on
again.
them, man.
Never again, bro. These guys, they just simply, like I said, never.
Punt.
Yes, never again. They just not a good football team all around. Defense isn't good. Offense can't get going. I don't know if it's the O-line or if it's Derek Carr, but 101 yards in today's league, that's unacceptable. And you inside a dome at that, that's unacceptable. I don't care. You should be throwing the ball to at least somebody and not for no 101 yards. So that just it's unacceptable football. So yeah, like you said, something definitely got to change. I mean, at this point, it has to be Derek Carr, and if they, I'm not too sure. I think it was I think what's the guy name? The owner of UFC. He basically said he had the deal already set in place for Brady to come to the Raiders, but the old coach was like, no, like he shut it down, and
Crazy.
it went away. So he went, rest was history. Brady went to the Bucks, won a Super Bowl, but um, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a Brady and a Derek Carr swap, or however that would even happen. Um, so yeah, that'd be a little bit interesting seeing Tom Brady and Devontae Adams, but they'll definitely have to upgrade that offensive line for Brady if that even does happen. So imagine seeing Brady and Mahomes two times a year.
That'd be crazy. Boy, I'm going to the game in Vegas this year. And
Yeah.
honestly, now since the Raiders are playing so bad, I have to hope and pray that Buffalo drops a game or two. That way, we have something to play for at the end of the season because the Raiders probably won't. So I can actually see like good football when I go down there and make some bets on the game. But I bought that trip in advance or that ticket in advance, thinking, hey, they'll probably be competing for 1-2 in the division. No,
Mm-mm.
terrible, man. Just straight
That's
terrible.
shit. At least you can see that stadium. That stadium
Yeah, they're
beautiful.
saying cold.
That
I
stadium
remember when
beautiful,
I was
bro.
in Vegas, I think, what was it? Last time I went to Vegas, 2019, and it was almost done. And then when I went my freshman year of high school for a basketball tournament, they just broke ground for it. So it's crazy to like see it there now, full circle, and now be able to go back and see it in person. Definitely gonna be cool for sure. Hopefully, I get to see a good football game. But the way the Raiders playing, not looking like it, man.
Mm,
Not looking like it. And they didn't make no moves in free agency either. So I don't know where you go from here, but
no clue.
no clue. Next up, man, yo bet cash. And I forgot to say earlier, the Dolphins was another bet Cam had, -3.5. Covered that dub. But his next dub, Patriots over Jets, man. I think it was Patriots were what, -2.5 point favorites.
There's something wrong there.
They win by 5. I told you on this one, won me some money. Thank you. But Bill Belichick versus Zach Wilson. Come on, man. I
Yes.
honestly, if I would have been really paying attention, I would have bet on multiple interceptions for Zach Wilson against a Bill Belichick defense because that's almost like a given. It seemed like, but Patriots, Mac Jones didn't even necessarily look good. He got kind of lucky. I think he got a pick six call back on a phantom roughing the passer penalty. Some more BS with them calls around the league. Zach Wilson threw 3 interceptions, and they squeak out a 5-point win. Win is a win. Think this probably brings some more people back down to earth on the Jets and the Giants this weekend. Really, they've been playing some terrible teams and escaping with some lucky wins. But like I was saying earlier in the episode, Zach Wilson, this is supposed to be their franchise QB. He made some you don't even call it bonehead. Like these are dumb ass interceptions he was throwing. That one where he's just literally trying to throw the ball away and it looked like he just threw it to McCourty, like straight up, like here, have this. He couldn't have handed it off to him better.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't explain that, bro. Like you got to be better. Like there's no other way around it. Like he's got to be better. Of course, their first game without Brees Hall, but they did just get James Robinson. So hopefully they go back to running the football a little bit more. I guess, maybe since it was his first week and he doesn't necessarily have a real feel for the playbook and offense, they didn't try to feed him as much. But if they want to win, they're going to have to run the football. Zach Wilson's not about to carry them to any wins. But would it? I'm gonna say something crazy. I guess if both these years just end up completely flailing out for them and the Jags, do they make a 1-for-1 swap?
Who? Zach Wilson for Trevor Lawrence? Nah, I can't see that happening. Nah, Jackson say fuck no. You can't win nothing with Zach Wilson on the center, man. It's proven at this point. I think they definitely relied on Brees Hall a lot. This whole the whole season pretty much, and him going down. That's gonna hurt him a lot. That defense still so solid to me, so I can see them win a couple more games. But other than that, man, they can't make nothing shake with Zach Wilson. He's just what happened?
Trae Young is back with goggles.
He back with God. I know that shit funny to see.
Whoa, what? Well, I mean, it's not the goggles where it's like they look a little bit cooler. It's like it look like some shades. It's only 7 minutes and 30 seconds of the game, so I don't think he has enough time to get 13 more points. But I'm glad to see him back out there. At least I'm dead. He looked like somebody dead. And
13 points though.
Yeah, he had 17 before he got knocked out. But the quarter just started. He just hit a layup, and then he got knocked out and just missed the whole third. And now we're 5 minutes into the fourth. He at the scores table ready to check in. But Atlanta's still up 13. They went on an even deeper run after he got out of the game. So, hey, I'm not mad at it. 7 minutes more. They just need to hold on to this lead, man. Cash this bet. And of course, as I say that, Emmanuel quickly hits a bogus ass 3 fading out the corner as time expires on the shot clock. Yeah, call timeout. Get Trae Young back in the game, please. Hopefully they finish this game out strong, man. But
Johnson got 31.
Yeah, he literally been carried. He's the one who ignited the comeback when they were down 20 plus in the first. He started. It was like I think it was 51-28, and he scored like the next 12 points. I want to say like 2 threes. Then he ripped Jalen Brunson for a fast break. So then he came down and hit a jumper off the screen. And they called timeout. But he definitely ignited it for sure. Like I said, just need him to hold on for 7 more minutes. We're gonna see. But on to the more of the NFL slate, man. Steelers, Eagles. I mean, hey, AJ Brown might be the best offseason pickup by far this year. It's amazing what a quarterback can look like when the team tries to put great weapons around him. Tennessee is going to regret that forever. I know Tennessee is looking good right now with Derrick Henry, but there's no way you give up a wide receiver one like AJ Brown. There's not too many of him that come around. 3, can run, got great hands. 3 touchdowns this weekend versus Pittsburgh defense, who just had shut down Tampa Bay completely a couple weeks ago. Eagles really, it's going to be hard just because it's the NFL, but the Eagles really might go undefeated.
They might. Well,
The
if they're gonna
schedule's,
risk guys at the end.
yeah. But I mean, if they make it to 16-0, I feel like you have to go for the gusto and be like, fuck it, we gotta try to we would be the only team in history to win. What was it? Since now it's 17 games, they would technically go 20-0. They would be the only team in history to do that. I feel like you got to
Yeah, you got
just to see. But yeah, man, Jalen Hurts and the boys, another week, they look great. Throwing the ball, running the football. He threw for 4 touchdown passes. So for the crowd of people who were saying he wasn't throwing enough touchdown passes, which I myself included, I wanted to see some more touchdown passes from him. He did that. Miles Sanders ran the ball great on only 9 carries. Like the only game I really see them having troubles with is probably that Dallas Cowboys game, Christmas Eve in Dallas.
Dallas, yeah.
But realistically, that's the only game I see them losing. Of course, they could probably slip up and lose 1 or 2 more just because any given Sunday. But looking at their schedule, the only other tough game I would say is the Titans or Packers. But I think they can handle both of those teams fairly easy, and those are home games for both of them. So I think they're gonna be all right, and they really might go undefeated, man. You think it's a real possibility, or how you feel about the Eagles?
I think it's most definitely a possibility. I keep saying it every week, man. It's the best. It's the best team in the league right now. Got one of the best defenses. Even though they just put their rookie Jordan Davis on the IR, but
What happened to him? I missed that.
something with some injury he has, but they just put him on the IR. So hopefully he'll be all right. Come back from around playoffs time or later on in the season. But yeah, I think that Dallas game is probably the only game that's gonna be tough for them. I see them beating the Titans. I think probably AJ Brown, he gonna go crazy that game. That's his old team. So yeah, no man. Jalen Hurts, man, he putting up some crazy stats. AJB, man, he putting up crazy stats. He almost had a 4th touchdown, but he got caught by Minka Fitzpatrick. And and so I mean, it was just crazy to see. But yeah, man, fly Eagles fly. Best team, best hands down best team in the league right now. So
Trae Young just threw a no look alley to Clint from the 3-point line. He can see just fine. Well, yeah, no, man. AJB, that boy is a dog. I knew he was good because I watched him torch us last year, but I didn't know he was gonna be this good with Jalen Hurts. Man, that's a hell of a pickup. Eagles literally well rounded every spot of the ball. It's like, of course, every team has some type of deficiency, but they really don't have any deficiencies anywhere besides maybe the second half problems. But they look just fine the second half this weekend. This man Obi Toppin finna get benched for
what
sure.
did he miss a dunk?
Yes, and he right after missing 2 wide open threes back to back the possession before. DeJounte Murray with the 3 to put Atlanta back up 18 with 5 minutes to go. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, but it's looking like the first better than knife in the hit for the INISP boys. You know what I'm saying, man? I need
I
it.
need
Yes, sir. Hawks plus 2.5.
it.
Everybody in the group chats was saying, oh, New York named 2.5. Like, right?
Hell no.
This is Atlanta versus New York. This Trae Young second home. And even though he didn't play well to start off and then he gets knocked out, like, nah, I gotta fade him every time he play the Knicks because they gonna show up to play. And in Knicks fashion, they go up 20 plus and lose the lead like that. And we're probably gonna end up losing by double digits. So yeah, man. Back to NFL again. Sorry, keep getting sidetracked, but hey, we bringing you, multi-live reactions at the same time. I got the Astros Phillies game over
I was about
here.
to say we got bases loaded right now.
Yeah, I just
No
seen that.
outs.
Come on, Stros. I need it. I made a max bet personally tonight on them again because I had to go back to them.
I think Jordan up right now. Oh, if he hit a fucking grand
Oh my
slam.
God, come on, Jordan. Is it 0 outs too? You said
Yeah,
or
0 outs.
man, come on, need it,
Need it,
need
man.
it. But yeah, man. Titans, Texas. Like I said to open up the episode, I know it's your team, kids. So I'm not trying to be too much on your team, but
Nah, we asked, so
Derrick
please do.
Henry, man, we told y'all to lock it in. Are y'all listening, man? We've now hit our last 3 max plays in the NFL. We're 6-3 in max plays as a whole for NFL and MLB now, but 5 of those wins are NFL. One of them being the Astros back in the divisional round. 6-2 or 5-2 if you want to just count NFL plays strictly. Come on, man. We telling y'all to lock these max plays. If you don't do nothing else for our personal play, lock the max ones in, man. And y'all really gonna want to lock it in later this weekend because got the offer back today, so I can speak on it now, man.
Oh, yes, sir.
We're gonna be partnering with ABC Island Sportsbook. Hopefully, we'll have a slate of special props that we can roll out this weekend, man. Looking forward to it. I'm gonna get back in contact with the guy tomorrow. We're gonna start working on the official stuff. But he sent the offer over today, accepted it. It's time to get rolling, man. But once we get that in, y'all better go use whatever promo code INSIP, whatever it is. Y'all better
Whatever,
lock in
bro.
these max plays because we trying to give y'all free money, man. We giving y'all free money the last 3 weeks. We all cashed out. We want to see y'all cash out too, man. But Derrick Henry, last 3 games versus Houston, 250, 212, 211 rushing yards. I think he had like damn near 90 at the end of the first half.
Yes, bro.
The easiest bet of the year.
Every time and when they play them again, same thing.
Same thing. I might max bet the damn inflated prop too, because like I said, we sprinkled on over 150 for plus 409. Imagine if we would have max bet that. Missed opportunities, man. Listen in. We got y'all. We got y'all. But next, really a battle of the Dookie Bowl, basically. Commanders versus Colts. Commanders win 17-16. Heineke gets his 2nd win in a row. It's looking like, I mean, until they find whatever franchise QB they want, they just need to let Heineke keep the job because he can win them games. Like, when he took over in 2020, led them to the playoffs. Then they go and get Carson Wentz and hoe him, and he's not the starter no more. Carson Wentz looks awful. Now he back 2 wins versus Green Bay and Indy. You can only play who's on your schedule. He didn't do anything spectacular, but he's winning them games.
Winning them games, yeah.
And that's all you can ask for, man. Washington moves to 4-4.
I just want to say Jonathan Taylor is a modern day Peyton Hillis. That's all I want to say. Modern day Peyton Hillis. His insanity run is over. Like that too was saying. Yeah, it's over, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ready to say that. Did they just walk a run in? Oh, yes, sir. They walked Alvarez. Astros up 1-0, man. Let's get it.
They hit him.
They hit him?
Yes.
Dang. I hope he's good. But I'll take it. 1-0, man. Let's get it. But yeah, man. I'm not ready to say Jonathan Taylor is the Peyton Hillis. Damn rightness.
Peyton Hillis, man.
Yeah, he'll still be all right. The coach just really bad this year, man. The offensive line don't even look good. But hey, if they want to really start a rebuild and start a fire sale, I mean, the Chiefs took Clyde Edwards-Helaire over him, and I know that was Clyde is balling this year. But I mean, hey, if they want to send him this way, I wouldn't be mad at it. But yeah, that would never happen. But yeah, man. Sam Ehlinger, he gets his first start. He didn't look too bad. It's just the Colts are bad, but it's probably gonna be his team for the rest of the year. I can't see, them going back to Matt Ryan, and they're now 3-4-1 with 2 losses to Tennessee, who are now 5-2. their chances of getting first play in that division are very slim to none. So probably just try to. Like I've been saying. Oh, I don't know where they go from here. Like it don't. They really just have to rebuild.
Yeah.
Like how we were talking about yesterday, how the Nets might just have to really rebuild. Colts might have to really rebuild, and that probably includes getting rid of people like Shaq Leonard, Jonathan Taylor, maybe, or God forbid I say a Quentin Nelson, because you're gonna get a lot of picks or players in return for them type people. So
I'm getting shit ton for Quentin Nelson.
we'll see, man. We'll see. Next up, man, another hit for me. 49ers -1.5. What did I tell y'all, man?
Lock it in, man.
It's not only have we hit 3 max plays in a row, we've hit 3. We've had 3 positive weeks in a row. So if y'all not telling, what are y'all doing? Like, it's money to be made here. Are y'all about your bread or not? San Francisco versus LA Rams. Shanahan owns McVay.
Owns him, man.
Uh-oh. 2 runs in, 3 runs in. Yes, sir, Bregman.
Let's go, Breggy. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I need it. Come on, man.
Let's go, man. Let's go. They trying to write us out, but we ain't right back, man. Let's go, Strohs. Let's go, Strohs.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
Go,
I swear to God, if they give this lead up, knock on wood, bro. Oh. But yeah, man. Like I said, I max bet this one. VIP to myself. I need it, man. But yeah, man, 49ers. 1.5 point favorite versus the Rams. Easy money. And they didn't even have Debo this week. Christian McCaffrey, I think, was the first player since I think they said 2005 when LaDainian did it to get a touchdown, a running touchdown, a reception touchdown, and throw for a touchdown. Have 40 points for my fantasy team, but sold because people like Devontae Adams had 1 catch for 3 yards. So, but yeah, man, 49ers, they're such a great team everywhere else besides Jimmy G. They should be able to walk their way to first place in the NFC West, I think, if the Seahawks don't fall off. I'm giving the Seahawks their respect until the 49ers going to have to go beat the Seahawks twice if they want first place in the division and maybe a little more.
Seahawks not even that bad. That's crazy too. Like
they're not.
The defense is really good. The defense secondary. They got 2 dogs. Like I said last episode, they nice.
And I seen a clip earlier. Lockett dropped a wide open touchdown this week for Gino too. So yeah, man, that's definitely gonna be a nice little matchup. But if there's one team I think that could take down the Eagles and Cowboys and possibly make the Super Bowl, it'd be the 49ers. They just have that much of a complete team. It's just if they can stay healthy, because they have a lot of players on their team that have a history of being injured. Christian McCaffrey, Kittle, Debo, banged up now. Their defense has been banged up all year, but they're looking a little healthy. If they can stay healthy, Jimmy G might be able to game manage his way back to the Super Bowl.
Maybe so.
Bro, I would laugh my ass off if we mess around and make a Super Bowl and it's just a rematch. Because to this day, the 49ers swear up and down we cheated that game. Like they didn't choke a 2010 lead in the 4th quarter.
No, it was no cheating at all.
There was no cheating. Jimmy G happened.
Yes, he missed a wide open. I think it was like I keep saying,
Emmanuel
Sanders, a wide open. If he would have hit that, made that pass, they would have won the game. That's as simple as that.
And guess who he was throwing that on? Rashad Fenton, who we finally got rid of this week. Mr. Get cooked and get a DPI and still let the receiver catch it, man. But yeah, man, I honestly don't want that matchup again because maybe Shanahan will finally learn his lesson and run the ball. And now they got Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see them in the Super Bowl, but if they can get healthy, they're definitely probably behind the Eagles because you got to give the Eagles respect. They'd probably be the second favorite to come out the NFC. Cowboys third. But yeah. Next up, it's the Seahawks, man. This my 2 L's. I picked the Giants +3 and I sprinkled on the ML just because they've been winning, and I wasn't giving the Seahawks enough credit, man. Them boys are for real. Geno Smith really a dark horse MVP kid. Oh, the Astros scored a ooh.
Yuli?
Yeah, I think so. He just hit and brought in Bregman 5-0.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Yes, sir.
Offense getting rolling. You're not gonna hit on this on this bullpen either.
Come
Ooh,
on, man.
we back, man. Gonna be game 6 or game 7 in Houston. We gonna win this shit.
City gonna go crazy if that happens. But yeah, man, Seahawks. They're now 5-3, leader of the NFC West. Um, Geno Smith. I'm sorry, y'all. We just into this game.
I
Hawks
know.
game got a minute left. They're still up 15. So that's cash. I hope y'all tell. You're welcome. You're welcome. We tweeted those plays out. Yes, sir, man. Come on. But yeah, man. Seahawks, they're for real. The Giants, as you can see, like we've been saying, it's literally the New York Saquons. If you shut him down, you shut the Giants down. They shut Saquon down, and the Giants were shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Giants are still 6-2, so they still have a great shot to make the playoffs if they can find some wins. And they still get the Commanders twice. They get to play the Colts, but they also have to play the Eagles and Vikings and Cowboys one more time. They can definitely probably. I think they'll lose those games, so they might squeak into the wild card. But the rest of the NFC is so bad they can definitely still do that, and they have tiebreakers against teams like Green Bay because they beat them. So got to give them props there. But yeah, man, Seattle. Talk about your boy Geno Smith, man. It can he make a case for MVP?
Ooh, that's actually interesting. I mean, if they keep winning, and he keep playing the way he is. I mean, why not? I mean, bro has been balling. He's been looking good literally every single game. I can't even remember a bad game he didn't had so far. But man, these Seahawks, man, they some dogs. The receivers going crazy, and that boy K9, Kenneth Walker, that boy cold, man.
Hey,
He a
Michigan State.
dog, man. He's a dog. They finally found their replacement in Chris Carson. But yeah, so Seahawks, man, they might be for real. They might just be for real. The defense looks good. I think that run game is still kind of shaky, but other than that, they're looking all right. They're looking good.
Oh, man. Can't knock it. Can't knock it. But Sunday night, um, this game, honestly, it might have. There's the door was shutting because the media already loves Josh Allen, and they already picked him for MVP before the season even started. But Bills start off strong as I expected, but they finished really bad, and it was due to Josh Allen throwing two terrible interceptions, and he didn't have a great second half. Didn't throw for that many yards. Door is still open for Mahomes to make a pass at this MVP, which I'm hoping he do because I got money on some preseason odds for that, like plus 750, I think. But two interceptions from Allen, two really bad ones. But other than that, the Bills roll. It's been the talk this week. Von Miller, I guess, asked Aaron Rodgers during the game, like they were down 17, and it's like into the third, going into the fourth, and the Packers are still running the ball every down. And Von was basically like, "Man, what is going on? Like, why are y'all running the football? Y'all down 17." And he wouldn't say, what Aaron Rodgers said back to him, but I could imagine it. Damn, the Atlanta Hawks held the Knicks to 34 second half points
34 total.
in the second
Second
half.
half. What kind of shit? What?
The Knicks are so bad.
Don't even sound right. An NBA team getting held 34 points
in
in
this
one half.
in one half.
Nah, that's nuts.
That's and I know it wasn't like it was 17-17 a quarter. I think the fourth was probably really, really bad. Let's see. Yeah, they had 10 in the third quarter. That's it. 24, 24 in the, wow. Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, man. Green Bay, You keep thinking they're gonna turn it around some point in time. It's not looking like that's the case, man.
And they won't go
It's,
out and help him or get more receivers.
I
So
mean, they never have,
yeah, they never have.
but at the same time, Aaron Rodgers takes that deal to be the highest paid quarterback ever. Who are they gonna get out? Go and get you to help for real. You got all the money tied up in your cap hit.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna make that excuse for him this year. He knew what he was doing. He wanted to be selfish. He wanted to hold out, go meditate in the woods off Ayusaka drugs or whatever the fuck they're called, and come back in the season not even knowing if he wanted to retire for real or not, but then demand the biggest contract ever. And these are the results. You take that contract thinking the back-to-back MVP, 4-time MVP, you supposed to carry and make these receivers better. And it's not even, I'm not hearing the excuse no more that, oh, he can't trust them. Some of these receivers are getting open. Aaron Rodgers not throwing the football.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that's on Aaron Rodgers. That ain't on the receivers, man. So, do you think the Packers, like, it's probably only going to be one this year who figures it out between them and the Bucks and makes the playoffs as a last wild card seed? Who would you take, Packers or Bucks?
As lucky as this man gets, probably the Bucks. I mean, they're the better team too, so definitely probably the Bucks.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I mean, it sounds crazy because you
It's a,
think one of them going to figure out, but
it's a toss up.
both these teams might mess around and miss the playoffs, man.
They might,
Because you
and
got teams like
that's
Seattle messing around, winning a lot of games. San Francisco definitely gonna make their comeback in the second half of the season. Eagles, Cowboys win a lot of games. Giants, even though they might lose some more games the second half of the season, they won enough to begin the season. They're gonna be in contention. Um, the Falcons and Panthers are now they're battling out for the leader of the NFC South. So one of them probably will have a good chance to make it. Vikings are still there. This might be a playoffs without Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. And if that's the case and the Cowboys don't win it, they'll never win it.
they'll never win. Yeah.
Because there's literally no other golden opportunity like that one. So it's really now or never, man. The NFC wide open. Eagles could go undefeated. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers could both miss the playoffs. Kirk Cousins might lead a team to like 15-2 and be a second seed. Shit is crazy in the NFL this season. It's wild. Last game of the slate, man. Monday night. Cincinnati versus Cleveland. Unfortunately, this one can bet Cincy 3.5. He bet this before the news of Jamar Chase going out. So that's unfortunate. But little did we know, Joe Burrow is now 0-5 versus Cleveland, and he's
Yeah.
0-13 in primetime. Was that night games or something crazy like
Yeah.
that?
Like was
He was
Monday night.
0-12 coming in
Yeah.
and then lost Monday. And they didn't just they got their ass whooped. That
That's
line still looks horrible. And people are now saying, Joe Burrow ain't shit without Jamar Chase, which could be somewhat of an argument. But I mean, at the end of the day, he still has T. Higgins, who could be a wide receiver one for a lot of teams. Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. I try to tell people, since they went on a great Cinderella run last year, but this shit was not going to be sweet this year. They'll still probably mess around and make the playoffs, but it's going to be a struggle to get in there. They're going to be fighting for their lives. Are you in or out on Cincy, man?
I'm completely out. I'm completely out. After Jamar Chase, went down, went out. I can't see them. I can't see them winning their division. I can maybe see them getting second, and maybe I don't think they can even sneak into the playoffs. I think it's gonna be some other teams that'll sneak in, but um,
Oh my
man,
god.
what happened?
Okay, bro. So, not to cut you off. I'm sorry. I was just
Uh,
hoping and praying. So, I tell Source again today just to see because, like, his picks be nice. He had the Heat and Kings, and I believe He had the Kings under 108.5, but by the time I got off work and saw it to tell it, it was down to 107.5. They're tied 107 to 107 with the Heat with 1.8 seconds left. I don't even know who hit the three to win the game for the Heat, but they hit it and the game is over. I was like, but
wow.
he also bet
That shit crazy.
let me see if it popped up in my transactions. He also bet the Heat under 113.5. So if they would have messed around and went to overtime, both those picks would have been dead for me. But it hit, and the under 220 hit as well. So 3-0 for that game. Tell them each one straight cash. The Astros can hold on. That's a max play for 100 tonight. The Hawks won me another 25. He's nice.
Yeah, okay. I might have to, tap in.
Tap in. And dude knows what he's talking about, man. And Chicago -4, who I think they were up like double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're up 20 with 7 minutes in the fourth. Also bet the Hornets under in that one. They're going to hit that. I bet the Bulls over, which is like over 113.5. They're definitely in position to hit that. Oh, might be a good night. It might be a great night.
It might be a perfect night. That's what it sounds like.
It would be if the fucking Knicks didn't score 34 points in the second half. He put the over 232.5. And it was gonna hit, if the Knicks would have kept it competitive, but they completely sold. But I'm not mad because we had Hawks plus 2.5, and I bet that last night. Really, I was like, Trae Young versus Knicks. I'm taking that.
Yeah, you gotta take that.
But yeah, man, love to see it. Love to see it, man. I'm sorry. Back to the last discussion of the NFL slate for Week 8. I was asking if you were in and out of Cincinnati, and then I had to cut you off for this because I just seen this. But how you feeling about Cincy, man?
I'm definitely out on Cincy. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm definitely out on Cincy. Chase out now, so it's just like Burrow. He wouldn't have his go-to, even though he still got T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. It's that they not okay. T. Higgins is cold, obviously, but they not like Jamar Chase. So and they're not game changers. They're good receivers, but they're not game changers like Jamar Chase. They won't draw a lot of attention like Jamar Chase will. But low key, man, watch out for these Browns, man. If they keep on winning and they get Deshaun coming back when he play against my Texans, watch out for these Browns. They might mess around and start. They might mess around and sneak into the playoffs. So you never know.
Because they dropped some games they shouldn't have, and they would be in great position. But
great position, yeah.
They didn't trade Kareem Hunt away, which I thought that might be a possibility.
I thought I was going to do that
during the end of free agency, so they still got him. Nick Chubb behind him and Derrick Henry, 1 and 2 best running backs in the league. I think it's safe to say. I guess Saquon is in there, so you can really they're 1A, 1B, 1C really. I guess the tear Derrick Henry be going on, you still give him the 1A spot because he just rushed for 2,000 2 years ago. And I haven't even checked, but he low-key might be on pace now for 2,000 the way he's been running these last couple weeks. So who knows, man? But yeah, Cleveland, they're now 4-4, still a game and a half back since they lost to the Ravens in the AFC North. Definitely still wide open for them to make a push, but they have a really tough, not really tough, but they got a couple tough games still on their schedule. Panthers this week, they're 7-point favorites. You would assume, they'd be able to handle the Panthers. They usually been playing the bad teams well. But then they got to go to Pittsburgh, who usually plays them well. Who knows? TJ Watt might be back for that game. I know he's supposed to be coming back sometime soon from that torn pec. And that Cincy line still is off. Then they got to go to Tennessee. We play them. Hopefully we get our revenge from last year's 2 flops we had. They got to play the Browns again, who they're 0-5 against with Joe Burrow. Got to play the Bucs still at New England. That's in December, Christmas Eve. That's going to be a cold-ass game. Buffalo comes to town the next week after that, and then they finish the season with the Ravens. If they don't get it together, and if Jamar Chase isn't able to come back anytime soon, they could be on the brink of missing the playoffs too. Yeah. Or it's a team like Miami that takes their spot, and the Chargers get in the wild card. So it's gonna be a race down to the wire for these AFC playoffs, man. Gonna be interesting to see, but yeah, man, that wraps up Week 8 NFL recap. Felt good to get a nice little recap episode in. But now you already know what time it is, man. It's time to lock in these picks.
Locking in.
We still gonna have some props later in the week because the props aren't out yet when we're making this. But hopefully, like I said, we got the new partnership with ABC Islands. Hopefully, we'll be able to come up with a special prop. I'll just let y'all know right now, depending on what we can do, what we can add, or what the odds will be. I'm really eyeing a prop of Mahomes over 2.5 touchdown passes. Last year, they completely shut us out in Tennessee. It's a Sunday night game in KC off of a bye week with our new weapon, Kadarius Toney. I literally text Cam when I got home from work earlier today. When he's texting me, he sent me a tweet saying, Andy Reid said Kadarius Toney is completely healthy. We're going to try to get him the ball. I don't know what the odds will be, but I'm
He
sure
gonna
they'll be
try.
great. I probably sprinkle half a unit on Kadarius Toney anytime touchdown because I know we got something drawn up that we're going to give him a couple shots.
Oh, he got a couple of plays drawn up for a guy just like Kadarius Toney,
Got a
bro.
couple plays for sure, man.
Oh my god, it's just literally like he's basically Tyreek S. I'm telling you, bro. Like
No, for real.
the things this man can do on a football field, the cuts he makes, is like
It's going to be scary.
it's unbelievable, bro. It's
With Andy Reid
unbelievable.
with a week and a half to prepare and oh my god, Ashton, I know you watching this, man. I'll give y'all props. Y'all are a good team. Y'all gonna make the playoffs. Y'all gonna win the AFC South. Derrick Henry probably rushed for a good 100 yards against us. I don't expect him to do what he did to Houston. And they got us as 12.5-point favorites. And I don't know if Tannehill's coming back, but that line looks to me as if Tannehill wouldn't be playing. I'm looking at their injury report right now. Derrick Henry is questionable. I don't know what that's about, but I'm sure he'll be playing come game time Sunday night. But I wouldn't bet us 12.5. That's a steep spread, and Tennessee does always play us tough for whatever reason. I think we'll still win the game, just not by 2 touchdowns, maybe by 10 or like 7, 8. A funky missed extra point here or there or something crazy. But yeah, I'm just eyeing the props for this game, so wait to see when those come out. But like I said, man, I'm eyeing Mahomes over 2.5 touchdown props if I can get that for a good odds, and Kadarius Toney anytime touchdown. But tomorrow night's game, Eagles -13.5. I feel like they've been playing well against bad teams. It's looking like Philly is about to take an L tonight in this MLB game. Think the city of Philly bounces back tomorrow. Might have to fade your boys, man. -13.5. I think it might be a bloodbath because y'all haven't looked good. Y'all can't stop the run. The Eagles can run the ball if they really want to. They haven't been lately because they've been throwing the ball so well. Yeah, I think I gotta hammer this. I think it's gonna be like another damn near like 35-13 game they had this week. And speaking of the ABC partnership offer, just emailed me back again, man. So I have to get that
sir.
set up for y'all, man. We're gonna try to get some props out for y'all this week. I promise y'all. If we can, we're gonna do it. But yeah, man, you think y'all can beat the spread, or how you feeling about this game, man? Maybe I bet this and then surprise upset of the year. Davis Mills throws for like 4 touchdowns or something. Or
surprisingly, he do play very good at home, but no, I don't. I hate lines like this, even though I bet on that Steelers and Buffalo one that was stupid
yeah,
to me. But I don't know. I think we will get our ass whooped or our butt whooped. It's gonna be like it's pretty much gonna be like a Philly home game because our fans not coming to this game. Philly fans travel like crazy, like one of the best in the leagues, other than like the Steelers and other than that, whatever. But Philly fans, they travel. They gonna be in this. They gonna be in NRG, Reliant, whatever. They gonna be loud. They probably gonna be more louder than us, than our fans. It's gonna be empty seats. More people gonna be watching. Definitely in Houston, gonna be watching the Stros versus Phillies over this
oh yeah, for
bloodbath
sure.
that's gonna be happening. So yeah, I mean I can definitely see Philly, hitting that. So
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Okay. What about you? What's your first pick looking like? What you thinking for this week? It's some weird lines this week. I'm not gonna lie, but
I got 5 picks this week, man.
you got 5 of them. Oh, he coming
I got
loaded this
5. I
weekend.
coming loaded, man.
Man,
Coming
I hope
loaded.
y'all listening, man. Are any of them you feeling max bettish or because I was honestly I was probably gonna depend on the Mahomes prop. I was probably gonna make that the max bet. But if not, we can still discuss. We can wait till more things get ironed out with injury reports and everything, and we can try to come up with the max bet. Probably like Friday, Saturday night if we don't say anything now. But
I think either one or two,
okay,
but we'll talk
we'll
about
see.
it.
We'll see.
Yeah. But my first one, man. I got Falcons +3. They
I was just
versus
looking at that.
yeah,
I kind of like that too.
yep, versus Chargers.
At
They
home,
at home, like I told you, man. Falcons for some reason they play very good at home. The defense plays lights out at home. Um, they got one of the best running games in the league right now. Cordero Patterson, he should be coming back
yeah,
this
just
week
activated him off IR.
off IR. So if he does come back this week, he says he's 90% ready right now, but he says, it's week 9. Nobody is 100%
100%.
really 100%. So yeah, he said he's 90%. Who knows if he comes back this week? Hopefully he comes back this week because I got him in fantasy. So I'm definitely praying. And so yeah, they got one of the best running games in the league going on right now. The Chargers one of the worst at stopping the run. So I think the Falcons going to really dictate this game. Kyle Pitts been balling out these past couple of games. I know he was hurt.
Finally, thank
Yeah,
God,
finally.
because I got him on fantasy.
I know he was hurt like a couple of games ago, but this past game he balled out this past game. So I know he's gonna get another touchdown, hopefully. Um, so yeah, I got the Falcons, man. Falcons +3. Chargers don't really scare me. I mean, Austin Eckler he balling out, but he's like he they leading receiver, so that's kind of wild
Yeah,
to think
and I was
about.
gonna say Mike Williams is now out for
Yeah, Mike
probably the
Williams.
next 3 weeks because he got a nasty ankle sprain. Keenan Allen still dealing with that hamstring, so he's listed as questionable. Joshua Palmer, their other receiver, he might be out. They might be out all of their wide receivers this weekend. Donald Parham Jr., the tight end, also questionable with injury. Justin Herbert, while I get it, he's a great talent. At the end of the day, he still has a losing record in the NFL for his career so far. So I definitely like to pick. I'll tell you on that one. I think Atlanta can cover this +3 easy at home. Think they'll put up a great fight. And at the very least, I think if the Chargers gonna win it, they win it in a walk off, and that would just be a P. But I'd be willing to take that bet, man. Um, yeah, I like to pick. I like to pick. So that's 1 of 5. Okay.
Sir.
5. Next for me, man. I'm gonna take Miami -5 versus Chicago.
Same.
And I honestly might pair them looking at some more games. I might take them in like a MLP with maybe Miami and the Chiefs. Because as long as Tua plays a full game, they haven't lost yet. So have to tie that in with something. I don't know what the odds would be off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
But I don't want to bet the Chiefs spread, but I think we can win the game. I'd be willing to bet Chiefs ML and Miami MLP, but I'll take Miami -5 as well. So yeah, man, we rolling deep with the picks this week, man.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely with you with that one. This is actually one of the ones I was gonna talk about maybe
Oh,
me too.
man, Max bet,
Maybe Max bet won this one because man, them Dolphins they
and they got Bradley Chubb this week too.
yeah, they got Bradley Chubb. I think they're gonna ball out this week. Too he gonna sling that thing around. So yeah, this is nothing like I got Dolphins -5.
Okay, yeah, man. Um, let's see, Max bet. Maybe
I don't know.
want to throw
Yeah.
3 units on it. Maybe we just go in the middle.
Yeah, maybe in the middle. Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. Let's
cool.
run through the rest of picks and come back to.
Yeah.
But
I'm back.
It's intriguing. I kind of like the max bet there on that one. But yeah, man. Miami -5. We both on that one. So if anything, sprinkle on it, man. You know what I'm saying? What's your third pick? What's your third pick?
My third pick. Now this is gonna be you're gonna be like, what? I got Commanders plus 3.5, man, at home versus the Vikings. Taylor Heineke, man, he been balling.
Yes.
He been balling. Got that offense going, getting right now. Defense looking decent, looking okay. I think they can come out and I think they can mess around, upset the Vikings. So I don't know. We'll see though. So I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
Hey, it's just
Tough one. I know.
it is. And Kirk Cousins has been playing well because it's some regular ass games he's been playing. And it's another regular ass game this week. It ain't prime time, so I don't know if I want to bet against them. But Washington is former team. There has been reports today that Dan Snyder might be selling the team.
I seen
Him and
that.
his wife were talking with some Bank of America officials about possibly selling the team. It's about damn time for that.
I know.
Well, I mean, I'm not mad at the pick. I'm gonna just personally stay away from it, but I could see it hitting. But I could also see Kirk Cousins randomly going off because it's just, like I said, it's a regular 12 o'clock ass game. So it's no telling, man. But yeah, man, I like it. Plus 3.5. Okay. Okay. For me, another one. Patriots -5.5 versus Colts.
Okay.
Because Sam Ellinger, this will be his second start. And I mean, he's not a rookie technically anymore, but he's basically a rookie QB versus Bill Belichick. You always have to fade a rookie QB versus Bill Belichick. And the Patriots they have to fight right now because the Jets got a better record. And of course, the Bills, the best team in the AFC right now, and the Dolphins. They're in last place in the division, even though they just beat the Jets this week. So they still got a lot of ground to cover. I think Bill Belichick will have them boys ready to play at home versus a rookie QB and Sam Ellinger. Take New England -5.5. Maybe take it down to -5, but I think they win this game by a touchdown at the very least, man. So, and honestly, Sam Ellinger might throw an interception or two because
Probably
I know
will.
Bill Belichick gonna throw some crazy looks at him that he's never seen before.
Never seen it.
So, hey, are you feeling that one, or was this one of your picks too, or how you feeling?
I was actually looking at that one, but I decided not to put it on. But now that you said, like, Bill Belichick, he usually does, like, shut down rookie quarterbacks or like just bad quarterbacks in general. So I can definitely see the negative 5 or 5.5 hitting. So I like that one. That's definitely a good one. And it's a home game, so I definitely do like that one.
Okay, okay. So then, was it this your fourth pick now or your third?
This is my fourth one.
Okay, your fourth. What's your fourth looking like?
My fourth one, man, I got the Cardinals -2. Cardinals -2 versus Seahawks.
So I
They
mean, we just got to talking good about him. You about to
I
fade him?
know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fade them, man, because the Cardinals, they gotta get back on track. They gotta get back on track. They gotta get back into the division, top of the division. They gotta get in there. This is one of the must-win games versus versus Seahawks. They lost to them last time. Now it's gonna be a little bit different. They got Nuke back. Even though Marquise Brown is out, Rondell Moore been balling out, so got him in a slot. Hopefully James Carter come back this week. I think he should come back this week. I haven't really seen any injury reports over it, but hopefully he does come back. But yeah, I got Cards -2. They at home. Hopefully it covers, man. So I'm rolling with it. So I'm rocking with it.
I'm,
I
I'm
know
not
Call of
mad at
Duty.
it.
No
Yeah,
Call of
got
Duty
Call of
just
Duty.
scared. Yeah, so that scares me a little bit, but I don't
Hey,
think double XP out yet. So
yeah, no man. If the Cardinals want any shot of win or making the playoffs, they have to win this game.
yeah. So yeah.
I can't put my trust in Cliff Kingsbury because if he lose me money, I'd be so pissed off because I already don't like him. But I like the pick. I would think Seahawks maybe come down to earth at some point, but
I
they
hope.
win this one for us. Like, man, this is who they are. They're
That's
just
who
a
they
good
are.
team,
Good team, yeah.
straight up. But definitely like the pick. Me, I'm going to with another NFC West team, man. And I've talked about this on previous episodes of the podcast. They both look awful right now, but I think one is a better awful right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take Rams +3 versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay offense is still struggling mightily, and the Rams have had their number since Tom Brady has got there. Every time they played, I believe they're now 3-0 versus Tom Brady, 2-0 in the regular season, and last year they went into Tampa Bay and of course beat them in the divisional round en route to their Super Bowl championship. Um, yeah, man, I went away from it last week, but I'm gonna have to fade Tampa Bay while they seem to be very down. Maybe they turn around this week. I'll take the L, but if you're gonna give me +3 with the Rams defense versus a struggling Tampa Bay offense as is, I'll take it. And the Rams got Van Jefferson back, Cooper Kupp. It looks scary, but he said he's good. His ankle injury isn't anything too serious, so he should be playing. Definitely got to take them +3. I think they get it done. And I think Tampa Bay loses a fourth game in a row, and it shit really starts looking wild down in Tampa Bay for all of them guys. So, you with that one, or how you feeling about that one?
I was actually looking at that, like other one, but I was definitely looking at that +3 Rams. But it's both teams just playing so
So
bad.
bad, yeah.
I just want to stay away from it, man, because both teams are playing horrible right now. But I can definitely see that one hitting. Like I can definitely see the Rams come out, basically saying, like, we still here pretty much, we get it back on track. That'd be a big game to get back on track on versus the Bucks. But I like it. I like it.
Okay. So I'm assuming we might have the same fifth and final pick because it's not the Sunday night game. I don't think
No, it's not
it's
Sunday
that
night.
Monday night one.
Yeah, Monday night, yeah.
You on the Ravens?
I'm on the Ravens.
Oh yes, sir. I'm on the Ravens too. -2.5.
That's
Lamar
what the other
by
one.
a field goal, man.
Yeah,
I
easy. Should
the
get it.
Saints are still banged up. Like I that's why it was so surprising to see them completely wax the Raiders this week. But think Lamar and them, they're still playing well. Hopefully Mark Andrews is able to come back. But like I said, they just got Roquan Smith. That's gonna help, maybe contain Alvin Kamara a little bit better. The corners should be able to lock up those New Orleans receivers for the most part. Hopefully Chris Olave still do his thing because I got him on fantasy. But yeah, man, Ravens -2.5. If the Ravens are a field goal favorite or less, I feel like you just always have to hammer that just cause. Usually they can get that done. Um, yeah, man, I'm right here with you on -2.5. Line is too low to not buy it. So
Way too low. It kind of surprised me, but I mean, I get it. But yeah, I like the Ravens, man. I was thinking like that could be a max bet too.
it could be, man.
There's a lot
We
of
gonna
scary stuff.
we gonna talk it over. We're gonna sleep on some of them, but you have all the picks we're making. We'll make it official. I'm about to after we get done with this episode, I'm about to go reply to these people again, see what we can get set up. But you have all of our picks for NFL Week 9. We got a lot of picks, man. We're locked and loaded. Hopefully, fourth positive week in a row. Vibes are feeling good. We've been doing great. Hope y'all listen. Hope y'all telling. If you haven't, go follow us on Twitter.
Go right now.
Subscribe to our Dub Club so you can stay updated with our plays. We're gonna post them there when everything is official. Gonna just wait it out this week because last week we kind of got played with some late injury reports, like Jamar Chase thing. But yeah, man, I got Texans -13.5. Boy, Cam got the Falcons +3. We both got the Dolphins -5, or you can pair them ML with another pick of your choice. Me personally, I'm gonna go Chiefs Dolphins MLP. I don't know the odds of that yet, but I'll get him and tweet that out with the card too. But I'm taking that as a bet. Um, Patriots -5.5 by me. Cam got Commanders +3.5 versus Minnesota. It's got Arizona -2 versus Seattle. Their playoff hopes are literally on the line in that NFC West division because I think they've lost every NFC West game they played so far this year.
I think so, yeah.
I got the Rams +3 versus Tampa Bay, and we both got Ravens -2.5. Man, like I said, we're gonna sleep on it, talk it out a little bit after this, see what kind of max bets we feeling from this slate. But those are the picks, man. You heard it here first. Another episode in the books, episode 26, NFL Week 8 recap, NFL Week 9 preview. You already know what the deal is, man. We ripping and running, getting these episodes out every week. Tuesdays NBA, Wednesday, it's NFL.
Sir.
We gonna stick to the script and we gonna keep. Y'all gonna get this fucking podcast,
Y'all
man.
get this fucking podcast.
Y'all gonna get this podcast, man.
Like we
But-
said before.
Like we've said since the beginning of time, y'all gonna get this podcast. Y'all want it. Y'all need it. We got it here for you, man. You already know what it is. It's your favorite kids from the neighborhood knocking on your door and signing out of another episode, man. We'll see you on the next one. Appreciate you if you tuned in this whole time. Ashton, don't talk to me if your Titans win this weekend. But yeah, man, like I said, appreciate everybody listening. Everything's just been doing great on the page. Every single social media, man. We're just going to keep trying to run it up. And we appreciate everybody that show love, man. We out.
I need